All right, welcome back to another episode of Rockstar Reacts, Rockstar Reactions. It's your host, Rockstar 2800, the most hated, the most opinionated, the most underrated. You know the truth. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Become a member. Yes, turn on your notifications. Hit that bell. Follow Smut Free TV on Instagram. Hop in them comments. Why? Because every comment counts. And you know we got the hottest content in these internet streets. No cap. All right, let's get into this ASAP. WACK100, Slandering, Lauren London, and Nipsey once again. Now, I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. This man been talking about Nip before me, and he's talking about him after me. I didn't make no difference. I wasn't finna do what people expected me to do. Like, I was going to stop something. Like, I'm going to show my card or show my hand and reveal, you know, like, like I don't get down like that, homie. I really get at when I get at somebody, I get at somebody, and that's off camera. You feel me? Um, so it's unfortunate I got put in a situation where people now have opinions and felt like, you know, the expectations should have been higher from me, right? When in all actuality, when none of these guys go get cracking themselves, right? So this is another case of this man popping it, talking, and now I'm nowhere to be around. So who gonna come get cracking now? Who getting cracking now? Like, and if we not on that, then we don't need to put that type of energy out there like that. But let's hear what this guy got to say. First of all, he went on the Danza Project, sat down with Charleston White. So this is like a big debate type thing, but you know, the, we're gonna get into it, man. It's just I don't agree with none of it, but I'm not here to be the Moses. I'm not here to be rescuing people who ain't finna put in no work for themselves. And if something happened to me, God forbid, who won't be there for me and my kids? That's all I'm saying. So once again, man, let's get into this video. WACK100 slandering Lauren London and Nipsey once again. Here we go.
This is a new episode of the Danza Project, something different that I wanted to do. I wanted to bring two very notable figures on the platform. There's a difference between me and the way I operate versus other people, and the main difference is I'm a professional dude. I like having dope ass conversations, right? Besides all the trolling shit that both of y'all are very capable of doing. At the end of the day, behind that, there's some real men behind.
So how long you been with your girl?
7 years.
So what you was doing with old girl last week at the Fountain Blue?
Oh yeah, this guy. No,
I was just seeing. I
was just seeing what's up.
Look, this ain't no street. You know, you cheating.
Like what Wack be on? He be really on some hater type shit, like straight up.
They can't call me no.
I was just seeing what was up. I was just seeing what was up.
Okay, well, I mean, I want to see how professional you.
She had a fat ass. I wanted to see what was up. Yeah. Okay. One thing.
I ain't gonna say no names or nothing, but we got the content. I sent it to you. Got it right?
Yeah, I got it.
You're talking about content, right? You do seem to have a lot of content. One of the one of the ones that I'm very questionable about is this Nipsey Hussle video.
What about
I don't.
It's crazy how he brings this up. This is the first question he wants to bring up out of the whole podcast. The first question is about the Nipsey Hussle, and see, this is what I'll be talking about. Just pay attention, y'all. Stay woke. Open your ears.
Oh, you know, I got a little thing I do. I just tell you put some money up.
How much money you want me to put up?
Whatever you want to put up. How many you want to see? Is like about 15 different text messages, probably like 10, 12 videos. How many of them you want to see?
I mean, I got 5 on it.
5 what?
5 bands.
Per video?
Nah, hell no. I want to see if there's any truth to it. You believe it?
That ain't gonna question me trying to talk about nobody.
See, somebody always calling his bluff, though. Niggas been calling his bluff for years. In my room, niggas been calling him out. We'll put it out, show the videos. If you claim you got this, show this. Why you ain't showed it yet? Oh, because you scared of the backlash. Or they really not real. They really not real. and he just, I don't know what's his purpose of even still bringing that up. I don't even understand that. And this guy right here, oh, I got 5 bands on it. You know, I got 5 bands on it. It's like, bruh, like, if you're a Nipsey fan and you interviewing this man, Black Sam is not messing with you. Like, and if he is, then it's selective politicking, because I didn't do no more than what you doing, which is interviewing this guy. So let's go.
No, I done repeated it, so obviously I believe it. So nigga, I done went and repeated it, so obviously.
So here go the thing, right? This is real shit. Sometimes you gotta dissect certain things, right?
Yeah.
Now let me ask you a question. I told you who the players were in the video, right? I said it's a dude from Louisiana, Nip, and his baby mama, right? You think after all these years, the baby mama wouldn't have stood up and said something if I was bullshit?
I don't know.
Come on, bro.
So when he said it, I said some shit about the character, trying to explain some shit, and my life been threatened.
What you mean? What you mean?
You know what I said, Nip, but not Earmus. So I explained that, and my life was threatened. When this came out and said that, I sat back and said, man, they finna kill that. If he lying, they finna do something.
So let me ask you a question.
And ain't nobody done
What's
nothing.
your issue with, I don't got it. That's his sexual preference. Diddy up there wilding.
Yeah.
He finna let people know he was hitting Nip baby mama. You see it's coming out. Because, you know, Cassie and her was best friends. So when a playing like the way Diddy playing, this is real shit. My woman right there. My woman's right there.
Everybody in the industry that we like.
If I tell my woman...
That I don't disagree with.
Listen,
Listen, come on.
You think if Diddy told Cassie, make that happen with Laura, it wasn't going to happen? You heard
I think they have incredible power. I would doubt nothing that comes out of that camp over there.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
We learn more shit than we ever...
See, so you're agreeing. Danza is agreeing with Wack. And this is what I'm talking about. It's nothing that ever said Lauren participated in these free calls. There's nothing that says that. Capricorn Clark said, yes, she was there. But did Capricorn Clark, for those who don't know Capricorn Clark, that's Diddy's assistant who took the stand, ex-assistant who took the stand. And she basically said Lauren was there sometimes or whatnot, but she didn't say Lauren participated. It has yet to come out that Lauren has participated if she engaged in these. Maybe she's around. Maybe she's there for moral support. Yes, her and Cassie were friends, but sometimes the homegirl don't be what the homegirl be on. You know what I'm saying? They be on 2 different times. They just be cool. They just be good, cordial, and, you know, good people to each other, you know? But, I mean, neither here or there, right? Wack don't know. I don't know. Don't nobody know the real and what happened and what's going on behind them closed doors. You know, that's up to God and Diddy. You feel me? God and Lauren. Like, but to be slandering them, to be putting that out there, like, you know for a fact that's what happened, that's not the case. And it's not the truth.
So, but my question to you is, because outside of his sexual preference, what problem did you have with Nick?
He a rolling 60 neighborhood crip, which is a detrimental organization to Black America.
Okay, now, hold on. So, will the kids listen to somebody that's not that, even though they're into that, to keep them from being that? Or will they listen from the individual that's telling them not to be that and you could do something different? Look at me.
That individual. That's only a small portion of our kids that's going into that. Most of our kids aren't going into that. Maybe in LA, in those small LA, Chicago, but outside of those 2 entities, our kids aren't automatically
rolling
going into that.
60s deep as a mother in Texas.
But our kids, but I would have never got exposed to it if I didn't never go to the boys' home. I would have never known nothing about rolling 60s had I never went to the boys' home.
Where was it located?
In the rural area
of Texas, right?
Yeah, of Texas.
Okay, so what I'm saying is,
my son don't know nothing about rolling 60s.
So is it Nipsey's fault that he come up the way he come up
I ain't got nothing to do with that. I just know before Nipsey died, I seen him slapping a guy that's trying to record him and his girl, which you a celebrity. I heard him say, I'm a Crip before I'm anything. Not that I'm a man, not that I'm a father. I heard him say, I'm a Crip before anything. So once I started listening to him, I heard a song where he say, I'm gonna turn all these into lesbians. Now that song. Now I see it's on.
So at that point you became an advocate for women.
I don't give a fuck about women.
Yeah, because I don't same women you say you
no. Let me finish. You asked me about Nip. He said, I'm gonna turn all these, and I'm saying I got a daughter. So when I see that, I don't like gang members. Gang members don't do a motherfucking thing for black people, but kill other black people. During the police shooting, the gang members ain't rising up like that daddy did to go kill nothing. When it's time to, when the Mexicans do something to the same, so I'm saying these gang members, he just so happened to be one of them gang members. So when I go to his funeral, I find out why are people in my city celebrating this. I ain't never heard his songs or nothing. Don't know nothing about this.
Stop right there. I was one to say, and Biggie Smalls said it, you nobody till somebody kills you. Because Nip dropped his album 2019, right?
Yeah.
No, 2018. Yeah. He died 2019, right? So that first year, album did 50, 60,000 copies, okay? Even when he got killed, it still took another year after the death for it to reach platinum. If the boom, the persona that we saw from the world was real, it wasn't just no BS, that thing would have been platinum overnight.
So when I go to the funeral, I'm sitting and I'm listening because I'm here to find out who is this Nip guy. So I don't.
So that's Wack way of saying Nip wasn't a legend. You know what I'm saying? By saying he didn't go platinum fast enough before his death and after his death. You know, it's just a lot of slander. You know, Charleston's over here telling the story on why he didn't like Nip. It's just, why is Danza Project even doing this? And he supposed to be a Nipsey Hussle fan, but he letting them talk how he talk. But if I do this, y'all be on my ass. I can't do this. Why did you do this, Rocstar? You shouldn't have done it. Why you entertaining these clowns? But this guy right here who simply says he's a Nipsey Hussle fan is interviewing two guys who slandering Nipsey, his family, his baby mother, and etc. And y'all gonna let that slide. Y'all gonna let that fly. It's crazy. It's crazy to me.
I don't hear nobody really say Nipsey. I hear Earmiss. So when Lauren London's son got up there and said, last night, Earmiss came to me in a dream and he was in heaven. And he said, what's up, killer? So when this kid gave this detailed description of Earmiss, homie, it blew my mind. I put the blunt out and
he was the father.
I started paying attention. So then Lauren London spoke about him. So I said, nah, homie, Nipsey was a character like the WWE. This guy was intelligent. And then I got to talk to Big Syke after the funeral. Big Syke gave me a ride back to the house. Big Syke said Nip came up to him when he was about 11 years old and said, big homie, why you gangbang? And he said, I gangbang because I was born to. He said Nip told him at 11, he don't have the name Nip yet, big homie, when I grow up, I'm gonna change the hood. Kid grew up to change the hood. So I fell in love with Earmiss.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
So that's so I'm painting a picture. These rappers ain't who we think they are. Yeah. If I'm looking from afar, I'm thinking Nip is a hardcore neighborhood roller, but nigga, this was a compassionate guy. So I'm trying to show the kids, yeah, what we see in these personas, but it's a flip side of a coin to these.
Well, do you think Denzel's a snitch?
No, I don't know.
Well, he played one in American Gangster.
I don't think that, but
I'm saying he played one in American Gangster. So why can't
no.
They rap persona.
Because our kids think these are the personas. I with kids. I ain't talking to grown folks.
So what kids you talking about? You talking about the kids?
We know what
No. I don't know what kids you talking about. I'm talking about the kids I know.
My son,
I don't know your son. I'm talking about the kids in my neighborhood.
What do your son think?
My son know not to think. He been taught all that bullshit on TV.
So is it on the rappers or is it on the parents?
It's on the parents.
So question I have for you with this same thing. You also are a father. And
Hell yeah.
when you hear messages,
I'm a daddy too.
Yeah, when you hear
Father just
yeah,
biological
yeah.
shot you out. Daddy will take care of you.
Facts. Now, when you talk about being a father, being a daddy,
Yeah.
right, and you hear a message like Charleston's, do you agree with his message, knowing that you don't want that for the kids?
No, I'm told even he know that. I tell the kids to go to police academy, goddamn military school, trade school. I tell them gang banging is the dumbest, stupidest thing I could have ever done. I don't regret it because it got me to where I'm at today, right? I went through what I went through to understand it. But no, I don't think gang banging is healthy for nobody in no shape, form, or fashion at all. All the cap that is there to protect the community, nah, that ain't what it's there for, because if we even look at what we do, majority gangs claim a park, right? Who the park was created for?
Kids.
Okay, now if you got a bunch of grown dudes in the park who then went across the way and put some work in 2 nights before, where they know where to come retaliate at.
Yeah.
So now you got a bunch of grown cats bringing the problem to the park, and now we got little Eddie hit over here, 9 years old, because he in the sandbox, right? So everything that they do is really a violation, but I guess what? Majority of these gangs, the rules were started by somebody with an 8th grade education. This is just what's real, and it's selective politicking all the way through. What's wrong for him is right for him because he got the bag. What's right for him is wrong for him because who his uncle is. So it ain't really no structure. It ain't nothing about it. I didn't really start growing in the mind until I left the hood and started to see the world.
But what got me here, he was killed by his own kind.
Well, Boosie called that. Boosie told everybody years ago.
He was killed by his own kind. And it ain't been no retribution or retaliation or no ill will toward the kind that killed him.
Well,
Charleston always makes interesting points, and they don't be too far off from the truth. But do I agree with this conversation? No. And I'm disappointed in Danza because, he's way more articulate and way more well-rounded in this than most and others. For him to start it off like that and it's just bad vibes. I just wouldn't have did it, But like I said, if I do it, it's a problem. If I interview these two and get to asking about all that and letting that go on, y'all would have been down. So y'all need to have that same energy for this guy, straight up. But yeah, y'all know what it is, man. It's Rocstar 2800, the most hated, the most opinionated, the most underrated. You know the truth. Like, comment, subscribe right now if you haven't already. Become a member. Yes, turn on your notifications. Hit that bell. Follow Smut Free TV on Instagram. Hop in them comments. Why? Because every comment counts. And we got the hottest content in these internet streets. No cap. Stay tuned for more. DM for promo in my IG. You already know. Gone.